Hello, welcome to lesson 9 of Commvault training. In this, we will be covering the monitoring and maintenance topics, and in lesson 10, I will be covering the performance fine tuning. Right. So, as the topic being a lengthy topic, I have divided this into lesson 9 and 10. Lesson 9, we will be talking about the monitoring and maintenance part, and the fine tuning or the performance tuning we will cover in lesson 10. So let's get started with the monitoring section first. So what are the tasks that we can perform in terms of monitoring a Commvault environment? If we look at the admin console example or the command center or the web interface, we have the dashboard where we can quickly look at all the different information about how many servers are there, how many warnings are there, what are the critical errors. We can look at a quick overview of the entire console environment from the dashboard, right? So dashboard will give us a quick view of all the information in a single pane. On the left side, we have an option where we can look at the section of different like monitoring, jobs, storage, reports. Multiple features are there. So I can also use the alert section from that left side bar, and I can look at the alerts for monitoring purpose and understand what are the alerts that are currently active, what are the warnings, what are the critical alerts. So I can also generate reports. So with the help of reports, I can manage or get a graphical view of the reporting status of my console. Coming to the resources monitoring, so it is very important because we have to keep a track of monitoring the resources to understand how the resources are being used. This is mainly useful when you want to drill down the performance bottlenecks or do a benchmark. So if you look at the reporting tool, here you can see I have an example of a deduplication engine. So if I go to my deduplication engine, under the storage resources, I can see the details about the deduplication engine. What is the used capacity and how much it is deduplicated. I can look at the job controller as well to see the status of the jobs, whether the jobs are in suspend mode or whether they are waiting mode or they have paused. So with the help of the job controller, I can monitor the jobs that are running in my console environment. Then comes the event viewer. So with the help of the event viewer, I can look at all the events that are taking place in my console environment. I can search for certain events. I can also look at the event log file settings to understand or to change the settings, how the events should be saved, how long you want to save them. You can also look at the storage resource view to see how much disk library space is available. You can also look at the device status view to see whether the disk library is ready, active or not. Sometimes the path is unavailable, so the disk library will be offline. You need to change the data path of the media agent so that you can take necessary actions. So with the help of all these various aspects which fall under the monitoring tools section, we can monitor different resources. When we talk about the alerts, we can configure the alerts and we can have a predefined alerts which are configured by Commvault. We can use those predefined alerts and we can just update the user or the mail recipient so that the mail inbox can get the alerts delivered to their mailbox. We can also create custom alerts according to our requirements. If we don't want to use the predefined alerts, we can use a custom alert and we can choose our parameters and we can get the alerts delivered to our inbox or the alert view. So what happens to the alert? Whenever an alert is triggered, the alert will be recorded in the alert view. So if you are an admin and if you have logged into the console, you can see the alerts in the alert section. Or if you have configured an email recipient, by configuring the email SMTP server, then you can get emails in your inbox as well. So there are a lot of predefined alerts that are available that you can use and you can customize it as well. So how to use the alerts? The first one, we can use the alert wizard so that we can configure the alerts and we can get the notification. We can look at the different categories and I can choose which category I want to get notified. For example, here if you see the category, one category is automatic update. So if I have chosen to automatically update the clients, then what happens, that operation will fall under a download if the packages are not the latest one, and then it will perform a install activity as well. So I want to get notified only if the backup job fails. I don't want to get notified if the backup job is successful. I want the attention to be only, or the alert to be only generated when the download or the install job will fail. If it is successful, I am not bothered because it is okay. I mean, my objective is to perform automatic updates, and if the updates are successfully happening, then I am not to be worried about it. Same way, if I look at the job management category, I have my backup job as well as my restore job. So I want to get only alert when the job is failed or when the network errors occur. So when I need an attention, that means if the backup job is failing or if the restore job is failing, then I should get an alert, and that too on a network error. So if there is a network error, then I should get an alert so that I can talk to my network team and I can take corrective actions. Same way, we have multiple job management. So you can see multiple types are available which you can configure based on your options. For media management, if you want to know whether the drive is offline or online, or you just want to get a alert notification when the drive is offline, so that you can take necessary action. So you can configure multiple options that you want to receive via alerts. Coming to the reports, reports are very good, useful information, I could say tool that can give us an idea of what is happening in our on-cell environment. So if you see here we have an example of a admin console or the command center or the web interface. So I can, because it's a web interface, I can see nice graph reports with a pie graph, and I can look at the different options. I can look at the information here. So it is very good in terms of looking at the report. If I want to save this report in a PDF format, if I want to upload it on a network share, I can do that. I can print the reports, right? I can do all these options. I can create different custom reports as well. So I can choose what information I want to include in the report, and then I can generate or schedule the reports as well. So if you remember, during the scheduling policy, we also spoke about we can schedule reports as well. If you remember, during the server group, we discussed an example when you have a requirement of generating a report for a particular group of servers. Then what you can do is you can create a server group, and then you generate a report on that group, not on individual files. So that makes your job much easier, right? So if you have 100 Windows servers, you make a server group of all the 100 Windows servers based on their agent criteria, like agent type, and then when you are generating a report, you just select that group name. You don't need to add all the 100 Windows servers into the reporting configuration, right? So we can generate reports, and these reports are very useful. So we can see there are different types of reports. Common reports are already available in Commvault. So for example, you can see the job summary report, which gives you information about how the backup, restore, and admin jobs has been performed. You can generate a Commvault readiness report if you want to know whether your console components such as your media agent, libraries and everything, capacity are in place and they are up to the information. You want to take a console configuration report so that you can generate a console configuration report where you can include the licenses, how many licenses you have used, what is the update status, whether your software cache is updated or not. So you can generate these kind of reports which are very useful to understand your environment. You have a job schedule report where you can generate report on various client groups and clients as well. Data retention, forecast and compliance is a very good report when you are looking at your compliance estimations. So you want to know if I am going to save around 100 TB of data as my compliance data, what is the required storage and what will be the necessary media that I need to have so that I can meet my compliance. Then comes the next topic, which is the maintenance topic. This topic is very important, especially for administrators who are responsible for not only monitoring the console environment but also to maintain them healthy, right? So what are the key areas that we should consider when we are talking about maintenance? The first one is the Commvault DB maintenance. So as we have seen earlier, whenever we are installing a Commvault, an SQL database will be installed, right? So we have to make sure that the SQL database which is in the backend is optimized, right? So the first area is we have to make sure the optimization of the Commvault is taken care. We have to make sure that the consistency of the database is okay. We have to make sure that the maintenance mode. So if you want to run a maintenance on that database, how you can run the maintenance and what are the different types of modes that are available, right? And then we also talk about a default schedule. So you can see here we have a utility provided by Commvault which is called as DB maintenance tool, which can be used from the command line. So what I do is first I go to the Commvault install path, means wherever the Commvault software was installed on the console, and then I can execute the db maintenance.exe utility. This will start a utility by which I can manage and maintain my SQL database, right? So when I run this utility, it will provide me the indexes. So if I don't know the index, I can look at the different maintenance parameters. For example, I can do a full maintenance of the database, I can do a recommended maintenance, or I can do an incremental maintenance, or I can only perform a check DB, means I want to just make sure that my database integrity check is okay, right? So I want to do reindex of my database, so I can do a reindexing of all the tables. So multiple options are available which you can use along with the maintenance tool. Then comes some tools that are provided by Commvault. The first important tool is the process manager. So with the help of this process manager, I can monitor all my Commvault services. So I can see whether all the services are up and running or not. If any services are not running, I can restart them from here. I don't need to go to my Windows service interface. I can manage all the Commvault services from the process manager. One more important tool that Commvault provides is a CP ping. So with the help of CP ping, I will be able to ping on a specific port number, which is our 8400 and 8403, which is the base port and the default listening port. So with the help of CP ping, not only I will be able to ping the client, but I can see whether these ports are open or not. With the help of CV IP info, I can collect the IP configuration of the client. There is one more tool which is a network test tool, which is a very good tool where you can test your network between the Commvault and the client, or between the media agent and the client, so that you can understand what is the network throughput and stability that you are getting. So this covers our monitoring and maintenance topic. In the next lesson, that is lesson number 10, I will be talking into more detail about the performance tuning. We will look at a lot of areas where we can perform best practices, where we can fine tune a lot of parameters to achieve maximum performance. Thank you.